I'm Vickie King, and I was diagnosed with COVID-19 in late June and became a patient at Tiff Regional. I started having symptoms on June the 24th, late that evening, and it took me about a week and a half before things got bad enough for me to come to the hospital. I thought I was going to look out with an easy COVID case, but it turned out not to be so easy. After I started having symptoms, my brother's a nurse practitioner, and he's very interested in pandemics, and he kept up with all the research and everything. So he was keeping up with what was happening with me and my husband. He also had COVID. One thing that he asked me to do, because I have asthma, is he wanted me to get a pulse oximeter to be sure, in case it got to my lungs, that we were aware of it and needed to take action. And so on July 6th, I started feeling different. I couldn't really say that it was bad enough to go to the emergency room, but I just felt different, and my pulse ox numbers were low. And I called my brother, and he talked with some people that are on the front lines fighting it, and got back to me and said, yeah, you need to go into the ER. During that night, they admitted me to the COVID ward with Lee Luke and her nursing team, her healthcare team. Whenever I first came in the ER, actually my husband and my puppy were in the car outside. We thought maybe a couple of hours and I'd be going home. And then it ended up being a 7-day stay. And I have to say that when I got to the COVID ward, one of the first things that happened was that Lee Luke came in and said, do not worry, we have got you and we're going to take care of you. And anything you need, you let us know. And you know, she was covered like a sci-fi movie, but she assured me, we have a great team here and we're going to take care of you. And the team certainly lived up to that. I had some great nurses. My main nurses were Tasha, Wylerna, and Kara, and they checked on me. I knew what was happening. They explained things to me. And they always wanted to know from me, you know, what do you need? Are you okay? And they were just very comforting. Their confidence in what they were doing really gave me confidence in them and made me feel safe. Dr. Chada came in and talked with me on what I would say is the worst day that I was there, when they told me that my numbers were going bad and are going in the wrong direction, and it looked like that I might have to go on a vent if they didn't turn around. That was not good news to hear, but Dr. Chada explained it to me in a way that I could tell she was fighting for me. She said, who do I need to call in your family? And I asked her to call my brother, and he would explain everything to the rest of my family. She spoke with him on numerous occasions. I know Lee Luke spoke with me and my family. They were very much aware that there was a chance of people feeling isolated, and I just felt like that they went out of their way to make sure that you didn't have that feeling. Well, I'd just say that Lee's whole team there, they worked together. It was amazing. Whether it was the nurses, the respiratory therapists, they were in constant contact. When I watched Dr. Chada and Kara talking about my care, you could see the respect they had for each other. And that let me know that they understood the specialty of each person, whether it was the respiratory therapist or the phlebotomist or the nurse or the doctor, that they respected each other and they were working together as a team. It was very impressive. In fact, about the 4th day I was there, my brother called me and said that he had talked with Dr. Chada again, and he said, I just want you to know, you are getting excellent care. And I knew I was getting excellent care because I felt like they were taking care of me. And so emotionally, I felt like I'm okay, I'm safe. After talking with him, I knew that what they really were doing was cutting edge, and they were taking care of me. Whenever the first medications didn't give the result they wanted, they started using the convalescent plasma. You know, they were thinking through, they were trying to think ahead of COVID, and that made me feel safe. It was amazing to me. Here we are in little bitty Tifton, Georgia, and I'd seen the horrors of what was going on the news, and yet I was getting cutting edge care here. I was just very impressed with with the whole team and the way that they work with me and the way they work with each other. I guess if I had to say, like, sum up what they did in 3 words, they were compassionate, they were cooperative in that they worked as a team, and they were competent, highly competent, because they knew what was happening on the cutting edge of how to treat this new illness, and they were doing it as if they were veterans.